Hey everybody, so today we'll be making another card tutorial, and today is again a second video of my card making for Rakhi. And this time I'm going to use and make my own foiled mirror cardstock. Now here I'm going to stick with kind of basic colors, which is gold, silver and rose gold. But I'll link below for you all a live that I did last year for Rakhi, where I had created my own colorful mirror cardstock using Craftangles, sticky back and reactive foil. So I had used reds, greens and blues to make it more colorful and festive. Don't forget to check that out in case you have missed out. It has a lot of ideas for festive cards and envelopes. So what I do is I start off with cutting off the pieces of sticky back same size as my cardstock, and what it does is it makes my entire cardstock sticky. And then on top of it, I'm going to stick some reactive foils. Now we have a lot of reactive foil colors. They have holographic, rainbow, colorful colors, and basic colors like gold, silver, yellow gold, rose gold, so on and so forth. So you could select a lot of options. Personally, I like to play around with different colors. This time as I said, I'm kind of sticking to basics, which is the colors that I'll be using is silver, gold, and rose gold. So I have cut out the pieces of foils which is slightly larger than my cardstock, and then I am removing the second part of sticky back, and this essentially made my cardstock sticky, and then I'm sticking it face down on top of my foil. So the color of my foil is the back side of my foil is where the cardstock will stick, and then I'm just cutting and trimming off the edges, and this essentially created a foiled cardstock for us, which we can use for die cutting, card bases, etc. I personally love them for die cutting. And then I'm repeating the same thing for the rose gold foil, and then I'll be doing the same thing for the gold foil. So, as always, whatever products I'm talking about, which is the reactive foil, sticky bag, dyes, etc., all these products will be linked below in the description of the video or on the blog post, which will again be linked below. So, don't forget to check the same out in case you are curious on what products I have used. Also, while sticking, once you stick it, just use your fingers to burnish the edges and all that to, have as minimal wrinkle as possible. Normally, with such small wrinkles, if you're doing die cutting, they won't show through because once you die cut, everything is kind of flattened out. So don't worry about, those small wrinkles that are there on the cardstock. Once you die cut, nothing will show through. So here is the die that I'm going to use, which is Happy Raksha Bandhan die. I have kind of shown die cutting in my previous video, so you can check that in case you are new to die cutting. But in this video, I'm kind of skipping that because my video would have been too long. Now that I have done my die cutting part and my die cuts were ready, I decided to work on the base of my cards. So for that, I'm going to use these three stencils, and I'm also going to add a lot of glitter on top of it. And for that, I'm going to use newly launched Craftangle product, which is glitter paste. So the three stencils that I'm using are going to be lace stencil, then we have round lace, net lace, and paisley. Also, I have cut out three colorful cardstock pieces which are same as my A2 card size, and the colors that I have used is a light gray, baby pink and an old lace color. All these three are Craftangles colored cardstock. I think most of them are out of stock now, but these are Craftangles cardstock. So what I do is I remove my Wendy Vecchi make art station. So this is like a magnetic base which will hold my cardstock and stencil in place while I apply, the paste through it. It kind of helps me whenever I want to do, such kind of things where I don't want my paper to move or my stencil to move, etc. So I really like this tool for that particular reason. So what I'm doing is for silver, I'm using the gray cardstock. For gold, I'll be using that beige colored old lace cardstock. And for rose gold, I'm going to use that baby pink cardstock. So I'm kind of trying to get the whole tone and tone effect. And you can see how easily, the paste spreads through the stencil, and once I remove the stencil, you'll see how crisp the stenciling has come through even with such minute detailed stencil. And that's the beauty of these paste stencils and the tool especially, which keeps everything in place. So I'm going to repeat the exact same process with the three colored glittered cardstock, the three colored glittered paste and the colored cardstock. I hope this gives you an idea of how you can play around with paste and stencils to kind of create very vibrant and one of a kind designs which is not from paper. So this is I always like to create something unique, and normally pattern papers do make fun backgrounds. However, these I feel are kind of much more handmade and much more unique to your ideas and how you can combine different things to kind of create your own backgrounds. So now that all our panels are ready and dry, we will start assembling the cards. Now for assembling the cards, I'm using a piece of vellum which will kind of form like a belly band on the center of my card. And then on top of it, I'm going to add the word Raksha Bandhan, which I have die cut from the foil, DIY foiled or DIY mirror cardstock that we created at the start of this video. So to stick the vellum, I am using some red tacky tape just because it's quicker and it will stick in one go. And then on top of it, I'm going to use some liquid glue to kind of stick my die cuts on top of it. Now my die cuts, I have kind of stacked them on top of each other, meaning I have cut out like 4 or 5 Raksha Bandhan, one from the foiled golden cardstock and 3 or 4 from the white cardstock, and then I have kind of stuck them one on top of each other, and that will kind of give me dimension, like a MDF or a dimensional piece, and it adds to a lot of depth in your card, especially when your card is like one layered and very simple card. You can use these kind of stacked die cut pieces to make it much more interesting and to make it look much more cooler. So that is what I'm doing here. I have stacked all the die cut pieces and then I'm finally sticking that Raksha Bandhan piece on top of the card. Now, since this piece is quite large, it is a quite huge sentiment, I kind of decided to use just that on my card. And the background is anyways interesting because of the stenciling and all the glitters. So there's already a lot of things going on. I don't think it needs anything else. Both the sentiment and the stenciling that we did, both of them work as like good focal points on our project. So that is why I'm not going to add any characters, coloring, or anything like that on my card. So I'm going to keep them simple and glittery, and of course the big die cut piece in the center. So once that is done, we will start assembling them into actual cards. Now for that, I am using Craftangles vertical notelets, and these notelets are like they are ready bases which come of card making A2 card making size along with the corresponding envelopes. So again, all the products will be linked down below, and you can use them to make your own cards. And all you have to do is kind of just fold them and stick whatever you have created on top of it, or you could use them directly and do all your stenciling, die cutting on the base itself. And to stick that glitter base that we created, the actual design, I have used some foam tape again, to add a little bit of interest and depth. If you know that I love using foams and, such kind of dimensional things on my cards, because I always feel that they add a lot to your handmade cards, which you would normally not get like in a printed, Archie's card, something like that. So that's why I always like to add more dimensions to my cards. And that will complete my 3 Rakhi cards. Again, I have created Rakhi cards, but you could definitely, make masculine cards. You could switch it up with some floral stencils and make female oriented cards, etc. So, sky's the limit. I leave you with a lot of pictures. I hope you enjoy today's tutorial. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you soon with another Rakhi cards. Till then, guys, take care. Bye bye.